Today we're gonna have to talk about mouse social issues. I'm not in front of a mouse cage because both of them are asleep. I'm in front of my hamster's cage and you will probably see Puggin running back and forth behind me. By the title of this video you have an idea of what's happened. I'm just gonna explain how it happened and where we're going from here. So if you didn't know, I have two mice, Pyrrha and Peepaseek, and they have been bonded for several months and have been living together for a long time. I have some videos up about Peep and about the bonding process of the two of them. If you've seen either of those, you know that Peep is a very strange mouse. She's very vocal, she squeaks and squawks a lot. The bonding process was really difficult and it took a long time. I've never had a bonding process like that with mice before. Even though they got to a point where they could safely be in the same tank and kept together, they still for many weeks had a lot of issues and it was really frustrating. At first I thought it was just them sorting out their dominance issues and whatnot, which is normal when mice are in a new cage for the first time together. And then I thought maybe it's just that one or both of them is in heat, because when female mice are in heat they tend to mount each other and make a lot of noise. And mice go into heat every 3 days. Poor things. I'm sure a lot of what I was hearing and seeing was that, but to have that happening so much and for it to be really stressing out both of them, but especially Pyrrha, was not something I was very happy with. Eventually they got to a point where there was a period of time, a good month at least, where they seemed to have sorted out everything. I was seeing quite a bit of grooming from Pyrrha to Peep. They were snuggling in the hammocks together. It was just so cute to watch and I thought finally they're okay. I was barely hearing any squeaking at all during this period, which was incredible. And then all of a sudden they went back to the way it was, but almost worse. I noticed that Peep had asserted herself into the position of alpha or boss or matriarch, whatever you want to call it. Mice have a pecking order where one of them is always top dog. So I realized pretty recently that Peep was definitely acting as alpha, but she was not a good alpha. But she had really grown into being a bully. She was really hounding Pyrrha and harassing her and nipping at her back end and chasing her around, and I noticed that it was really stressing poor Pyrrha out. The worst thing was I noticed that Peep was stealing and bullying Peep away from her food. So she was literally stealing the food away from Pyrrha, like out of her mouth pretty much. Peep actually got to the point where she was fat. She is round. And Pyrrha is normally on the chubby side, but she really wasn't. So they're currently in separate tanks and I am not putting them back together because they both seem to breathe a sigh of relief when they were separated from each other. Which is funny because a lot of mice will get really upset, stressed out, depressed, even if they didn't like each other very much. Just being separated from their own kind really freaks them out. Pyrrha totally relaxed. She sat down and had a big meal and realized that she could eat in peace. Peep is still, I mean, she's always just an anxious animal, so I can't really tell if it's typical for her or if she's upset about not having Pyrrha. I think she's a little bored because part of her day-to-day routine is harassing Pyrrha, and I think she got a lot of enjoyment out of it. But she is losing weight because she has a wheel. She has their old wheel, and I've been giving her less food. I currently still have Peep, but I have been looking for a new home for her. I've tried to hand tame her ever since I got her and it hasn't worked. She's still terrified of hands. A great number right now is just having Puggin and 2 mice, and adding an extra one who's a bit of a troublemaker is just a little stressful for me right now. Pyrrha is getting a new friend because she loves other mice. If all goes according to plan, I should get her tomorrow. She's around Pyrrha's age and she seems to be very sweet and very similar in personality to Pyrrha. I have a video up right now of me cleaning Pyrrha's cage and setting up her new themed cage, so please check that out. I'll have the link in the description, and I will have a mouse cage tour coming up for you as well. Please subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!